Welcome back to Peanut Gallery. Once again, this is the sports section. I'm your host, Drew Piscopo, with Austin Bunn and Logan Nestor. We're going to talk about Austin Rivers. He declared for the NBA draft. Your thoughts on that? Where do you think he's going to go? Give me an NBA comparison. How well you think he'll do in the league? Austin, go ahead.
I don't think he's going to do well at all. He's way too young. If you watch him play this year, don't get me wrong, he's a great player. He had some very bright moments. But if you look at how he played, and especially in clutch moments, which is what arguably almost all NBA moments are, he couldn't do anything. He was flinging up contested shots that they weren't falling, and you can't do that.
He couldn't do anything in key moments? He hit a game winner against Carolina.
Okay, but that one was not. If you look at that one,
right,
that wasn't as contested as say some of the other ones where he just would heave something.
Okay,
I understand it's end of the game. I understand he's got to take those shots.
Right,
but that's not what you want in the NBA. You don't want a guy to be heaving something over his head. You want a guy that's at least going to get off a decent shot. And Rivers, when he gets that shot off, don't get me wrong, he's great. He hits it. I mean, he's a great player. He's grown up, obviously, his dad, Doc Rivers. He's been around the NBA. So right. I think after his rookie season, he'll probably be okay. But I don't even see him going first round, to be honest.
Okay, what do you think?
Great move to come out. He's going to be a top 5 pick. He's the best perimeter scorer in this draft.
Top 5, who's he going to? Top 5.
I don't know who the lottery is. I'll just be honest with you right now. I don't know who the lottery is, and it doesn't matter because top 5 prospects are generally going to be the same. Like, you might debate on 2 guys at 1-2 or at 3-4 if you need a big man or a guard, but he's definitely going to go top 5. Best perimeter scorer in this draft. He's a better perimeter scorer than Harrison Barnes, and the NBA thrives on scoring. And it's an awesome move by Austin Rivers' standard because I don't think he can improve his draft stock much. I think he can get to be a better player, right, but I don't think he can improve his draft stock much because if you look at the last 3 number ones to come out, and I know that there's a draft past number 1, but the last 3 number 1 picks to come out were all first year out of college. You have Kyrie Irving, Blake Griffin, and John Wall. They just were in college 1 year. So he's not going to come back and then be the next number 1 pick because even if he's only a year older, the NBA likes to say, hey, my potential, this kid's young. He was only in college 1 year. So Austin Rivers, he's not going to get paid more, so go. I mean, he doesn't want to be there. He's just go. I mean, it's a great move by Austin Rivers.
But do you think he'll be a good pro? I agree with you on the move. I think it's a good decision to come out now. I do agree with that.
Do I think Austin Rivers will be a Hall of Famer? No.
Do you think he'll be an all-star?
Do I think Austin Rivers can, at some point in his career, 4 or 5 years in, score 20 points a game and make at least, I was going to say 2, but I'm going to go out on a limb here. I've been going out on a limb with Austin Rivers the whole time. He will be at least a 3-time All-Star in his career.
NBA comparison, real quick. One name.
Oh, that's tough. Definitely different players, but Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis. That's exactly what I would say. I think he's a good. I agree with you. He's got a good perimeter game, and I think that's something that separates him. He's one of the few players that can create his own shot, and that's something that's really going to help him in the NBA. And the NBA works off a lot of isolations for these players. He's one person that can get his own shot. He's an undersized 2 guard. He's like a Monte Ellis. That's really what he is. If he wants to play the point, I don't think he's a good enough distributor to play the point, and I think he's too aggressive as a shooter to play the point. I think he wants to take the shot.
I think, though, like Monte Ellis, like Steph Curry, Monte Ellis, both undersized 2s, you don't want running the point all the time. But if you can get 2 of those type players on the same court at the same time, it can work.
Right. What do you think? You think he'll be an all-star?
Oh yeah. I think he will, but it's going to take some years. He's going to have to adjust to the league. But the good news is, with him declaring now, you know his dad is putting him through some really hard training to get him ready for what he's getting ready to go into. Because it's a different world, and we all know that. So Doc Rivers being his dad probably benefits him greatly. Also, that he can go in and practice with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, 3 All-Stars, and Rajon Rondo. There's 4 All-Stars right there that he can go in, talk to them. Because if you remember, Rajon was in one year at Kentucky. So if you look at that, Rajon can probably help him in terms of, listen, you just got to come in and play your game.
Right.
And soak in what all these guys tell you.
Right. All right, with that, let's jump to some local Emory sports. Emory and Henry's football team has just started spring ball. Yesterday was their first practice. How do you think Emory and Harry's football team is going to look next year and moving forward?
Well, I'll tell you this, the kind of mood that they're showing already, this just 2 days in, they're ecstatic. I know a lot of especially the freshman football players that are, going to be the future of this team, and especially the wide receivers that have really shown, some of them like Lucas Kirby showed last year with some varsity playing time.
Right.
And we've got a very nice draft class coming in. I talked to one of the Galax players who they played in the state championship in Virginia this year. He's coming probably to play football. So if we can pick him up, especially in the future, once he bulks up, he's a little scrawny now because I knew him. I played him in basketball when I was in high school.
Well, I saw Kirby. I was watching a little bit of their practice today, and I saw Kirby make a really nice catch in the back left corner on a jump ball and that's a good thing about Kirby coming in. He's a tall receiver, so he's gonna kind of fill the shoes in for Davon Ross. Davon Ross is going into his senior year. He's gonna be something really special for them. What do you think about them?
I think it's definitely going to be an improved record. My guess would be, somewhat optimistically, I think they can pull a 6-4, 7-3 season, one or the other, and I think it's really because all the skills position players are coming back. You got Kyle Bowden, the quarterback, coming back for another year, and especially for a quarterback, nothing compares to experience.
Right.
Nothing. And then you've got the running back at the start of the year, William Pearl, and then the running back towards the end of the season, Joe Vaughn, both back. Devon Ross will be back. Kirby, like you said. So I think that it'll definitely be an improved record.
And let me say that we only lost 5 games last year by less than 7 points. 4 of those by 4 points or less. So it was a heartbreak season. I mean, your record goes from miserable to great, and with a difference, you get 5 more wins just by scoring 7 more points in those 5 games.
Right, they had a lot of heartbreakers right in the last few seconds of the game.
Exactly, and honestly, that for most players, I know when I played, and I know a lot of people when they play, when you lose that close, it does nothing but motivate you.
Right.
When you come off of a 2-point loss, you're a lot more motivated to come out and beat them the next time than you are, say, if you lose by 20 or 30.
Right. Well, I think the big returning starters obviously are Devin Sproles. We're talking about the ODAC Defensive Player of the Year coming back, and he won that as a junior, so he's coming back for his senior year for the Wasps. That's a big thing for the football team, especially at middle linebacker, where you pretty much have your defensive
quarterback
leader.
of the defense,
right.
really.
And then Kyle Bowden coming back at quarterback. So, I mean, that's 2 big returns for the football team.
And as Logan said, another freshman I didn't talk about, Joe Vaughn.
Right.
That's 2 very promising young freshmen that came in last year and saw a fairly decent amount of playing time. And as Logan said, experience. You can't come with experience, obviously.
Right.
But it's getting that experience that is really going to help you. So I think especially those 2 are going to make a really big impact as sophomores.
Right. All right, well, thank you for joining us today on the Peanut Gallery. For Logan Nestor and Austin Pun, I'm Drew Piscopo. We'll see y'all next time.